Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to Fallout 76. This time, thanks to the power of nuclear grenades, I've finished the bloody scoreboard. All 100 levels of it. FML. That's right, FML. That's the only reaction you can give to finishing the scoreboard in a few days. So, after having done so, allow me to show you all the rewards, except for the Fallout First ones, which unfortunately I can't see because I don't have Fallout First. But let me show you all the normal rewards. Let's start off with the unique items. At rank 35 you get the Circuit Breaker. It's a unique pistol and it's based on a 10mm. You need to build it at a weapons workbench and it falls under energy guns. So you can build it from level 10 to 50. And at rank 43 you can unlock the Poker Paint. That changes it from a slightly golden look to a poker look. There's the card suits. I think I prefer the original one, to be honest. But yeah, you do have an option. And you get a couple more options if you have Fallout First. It comes with built-in effects, just like the Cold Shoulder, and you can't re-roll them. But the ones you get by default, they're not too bad. And this is what it looks like in your hands. You can see that the muzzle attachment is actually transparent. I thought it was opaque, but no, it's transparent. You can actually see the sparks going there. The weapon isn't too bad overall. I just don't think it's top tier. Well, I won't break it down here. Yeah, the weapon is alright. It's just not top tier.
It is only making things worse for you.
Hey, since when are there Protractrons in West Tech? What's happened here? What are you doing here? Oh, I aggroed them. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like this weapon. I may go into it in more depth in a separate video, but I think it's a good weapon. It's just not top tier. But yeah, it is quite decent, especially at low levels, right? Another unique reward from the scoreboard is a company tea machine. It seems to be analogous to the coffee making machine, and you can build it under resources.
Don't look so gloomy, friend. At least you don't look like a prune.
Well, you know, the small things, eh? Oh, what the? Hey! What the? Don't interrupt the rats. Anyway, I've already built one over here. And it's produced some tea. I've never actually used tea, so let's take a look at what it does. Okay, so it seems to give you some AP refresh over time, as well as some disease resist, and a whole bunch of water. So let's check it out. How long does it last? It goes for an hour. That's not too bad, actually. That's a 10% AP regen. It's actually pretty good. Alright, let's see what it does. Oh, that's actually pretty quick. That's not bad at all. Let's get more tea. Yeah, so I definitely recommend going for the company tea machine. It seems to be very, very useful. It pairs well with the coffee machine as well. Level 85 gives you access to a backpack skin. It's the Heist Backpack. And that right there is what it looks like. So there you go. Another custom backpack skin. And there you go, there's a bit of cash overflowing out of it. And level 86 gives you access to the weather station for the Atlantic City fog. So basically this should change the weather in your camp. I'm not sure if it makes it dark as well, but it certainly should make it foggy, right? You can find the weather control station under appliances. It's a variant of the one that you get for free. It requires 2 power, but once you power it on, it turns the area quite foggy. Actually, right. So it only goes as far as the borders of your camp, which is about here. Right, you can see the fog come back in once I step inside the camp. Yeah, that's not too bad. It actually makes the place quite moody. So yeah, look at that. The lights become much more visible inside the area. So effectively, it doesn't make things dark, but the fog actually does make it so it feels dark. Very interesting. For those people who want to set up spooky and scary camps, this will be a very nice addition. And at level 91, you get the diamond dress outfit. Oh yeah. So if you want to be a sexy lady, or maybe a sexy guy with a chainsaw, lol, Yeah, definitely a good look, eh? Stupid sexy Flanders. And you can craft it at an armor workbench under outfits. Here, diamond dress outfit. Let's make one. And in the sunlight, it looks quite dapper. Nice and shiny. And of course, you can pair that up with a matching tinfoil hat. 'Tis the height of haute couture, I tell ya. Lol. A big feature of this season's scoreboard is the poker-inspired weapon paints. We'll take a look at how they look close up in inspection mode, and then we'll take a look at how they look in your hands. First up is a combat shotgun. You can see that it has a white base, and it's decorated with the card suits from poker. So you've got some over here, and at the muzzle, as well as the stock. And if we turn this round, you can see that the other side kind of mirrors that. You can see that it's quite distinctive in your hands. And when you're looking first person, you can definitely tell that the gun is painted. Next up is the fixer. You can see that it follows a similar pattern as the combat shotgun, although you can also notice that the barrel and the silencer don't get any love. And again, if you look in third person, it's quite distinctive. The white background really makes it stand out. And the same goes when you look in first person. When it comes to the chainsaw, at first it doesn't look like there's much going on aside from the white background. And you can see some of the poker suits on the handle. But when you turn it around, yeah, it's a little bit more well decorated, isn't it? And there you go, you can see the suits again. Oops. And you can tell that they thought about this, because the inner side is the one that doesn't have any decorations. But the outer side definitely shows all the card suits and everything like that. Although in first person it's a little bit hard to tell, right? Then comes the plasma rifle. The entire gun is painted white, but you can see little motifs over here and over here, as well as on the buttstock. Now the interesting thing is that the little plasma, I'm not sure what you call them, pistons, they have card suits added onto them. This one's definitely got a lot more detailing going on. And yes, once again the look is very distinctive. And in first person, yeah, you can definitely see the motifs on the little pistons. And the same kind of love is being shown to the Gauss Minigun over here. The base is white with their little motifs. Aha, and over here as well. So it's white with red highlights. Very nice looking. And you can also see that there's some lights playing in what I think is the battery. The paint scheme definitely stands out, I have to say. Although in first person the gun is a bit too bulky to show any detail. Unfortunately, the Gatling Plasma doesn't quite have enough space to show off all the detailing. You can see some over here. And there is some around the barrel. But otherwise, the weapon itself doesn't quite have enough space for a proper paint job. But it is really good to get a custom paint job. The Gatling Plasma and the Gauss Mini really needed something like this. In third person it's not as distinctive, but the gold and the white and the red really do go well together. Although in first person again it's impossible to see any kind of proper detail. When it comes to the Gatling lasers though, there's plenty of space. We go back to having a nice little white base, red highlights, and a whole bunch of poker suit motifs. Looking very nice, I have to say. And I think that's also been colored. That's the fusion core, right? I think that's also been colored by the paint job. Very nice little touch. Definitely stands out quite a bit, I have to say. Now you can see the hearts over there. Yeah. Although in first person you can't quite see the detail, just like with every other heavy gun. And then we've got the grenade launcher, which is kind of ironically suitable, because when you fire one of these ones indoors, you're kind of gambling with your life, aren't you? You can kind of see the suits over here. Yep.
Prepare for danger. Prepare for adventure. Prepare for survival.
Oh yeah, that looks deadly. Although again, in first person, you can't really see much detail. Oh, you can see the suits right there and down the middle. But not much aside from that. And then last but not least, we get a custom skin for spears, pitchforks and warglaives that turns them into a trident. It becomes available at level 55. The scoreboard entry talks about putting the fear into the Mirelurks, but I don't believe that there's any special bonuses unless they're inherent. And also, why are you friendly? The other type of paints are the power armor paints. You get the first one level 8, and it's for the T45. Unfortunately, I don't have the plans to build a whole power armor set, so I can't show you what it looks like. But yes, it's available at level 8. Same with the T60, I don't have the plans to build everything. You get it at level 38, but hopefully seeing what the other power armor paints look like will give you some idea. At rank 18 you get the Excavator's power armor. The base is purplish, but you can see that it's got definite highlights, for example on the shoulders. And there's motifs on the wrists and on the knees. There is a nice contrast between the colors, I have to say. And the mask is golden. It looks like the wear and tear has kind of come back since the presidential skins in the last season's scoreboard. And at rank 28 comes the T51. There's an unmissable lucky 7 on the chest, but the same highlights on the shoulders, and the same base purplish color, with red highlights. Red golden highlights actually. The card motifs are now on the thighs and there, the back of the calves. Yeah, there is some wear and tear. Yeah, there is some wear and tear there, but otherwise not too noticeable. And at rank 48 comes the X1 armor. This one again has a base purple with gold and red highlighting. And this time it's on the elbows that we see the card suits and the calves. It's slightly asymmetrical, I have to say. Slightly asymmetrical. But yeah, looking good. Definitely looks better outdoors than indoors, I have to say. Indoors I thought that the gold was actually just red. And at rank 58 comes the Ultracite paint. We're back to the lucky 7 in the chest. And once again, purple and gold. So the upper thighs. And the calves have the card motifs, as well as the elbows again. And the Hellcat comes at level 68. There's no lucky 7 on the chest, but the shoulders do stand out. There's a massive sunburst pattern on the upper shoulders. And there's some slot machine 7s over there. Yes, not just 1 7, but 3 7s. And the knees kind of stand out. They kind of look like screaming faces. I don't know if that was deliberate, but it kind of looks like that. Aha, there's a stripe down the elbow. And there's some card motifs on the calves. And the T65 comes at level 78. Once again, the lucky 7 on the chest with the sunburst pattern. Golden mask again. And this time, card suits on the shoulders.
Definitely. You've experienced the friendship perspective.
I think somebody just tried to steal my power armor. Good luck, buddy. He may have tried to steal my power armor. Not sure. And finally at rank 88, we get the Union power armor. It turns out that you can actually switch off the lights by doing that. Yeah, E. Although it puts you into the menu. What immediately stands out with the Union paint is that the mask is not golden. We're back to the lucky 7, but the ridges that you find on the Union armor are now highlighted in gold. The forearms have the poker card motifs, but otherwise, it's pretty much as you see. I think that out of all the Jackpot paints, the Union one is the best. Because if you look at all the highlights, they generally follow the physical contours of the armor. And at rank 100, you get the Conquerors Power Armor paint. This one seems to be definitely inspired by the Roman legions. A couple of cross swords on the chest, wheels, leaves, and lion heads. Studs on the forearms, and the ankles. But yeah, that's definitely Roman, isn't it? That right there is definitely Roman. Definitely a Roman-inspired power armor paint. The base is reddish and with golden highlights. And just like with most level 100 paints, it will change the shape of your armor. So I applied mine to my Union, but you can't really tell what it was. And there you are, that's all the power armor paints. Next up we'll be looking at the camp items. At level 4 you get access to a stack of cards. Basically it's a bit of a floor decoration. And of course you find it under the floor decor section. I'd heard that there was a bit of bug. And yes, you cannot place it on a poker table. I haven't tried any of the other tables, but I'm guessing that the same applies to them as well. And that's what it looks like up close. The cards are a bit faded, but otherwise you can see that they all have the right cards. An interesting feature is that it seems that you can stack them. So there is a bit of a surface on top. Yeah, and they do stack. Alright, and up at level 6, you've got the boxing gloves. You find them under wall decor, and you do need a wall to attach them to, but it looks like you can actually attach them to your fridge. And here's the up close view. That's not too bad actually. That's not too bad at all. Shame we can't use them, but yeah, there you go. It's a bit of decor. And at level 11, we have the Holiday Tree Flare display. It looks like you should be able to attach backpack flares to it. And as I guessed, it is a display. It's the alternate to the jewelry stand display. There you are, and you can add. So after adding a few flares, you can see them on the tree itself. The tree itself doesn't light up or anything like that, but yeah, you can add those flares if you want. It's a neat alternative to the standard display, as you can see here. At level 13, we have a couple of rugs. 4 in fact. 4 kings playing card rugs. And this is what they look like. 1 king for each suit. Not bad, not bad. And at level 16, we have the poker chip stool. On paper, it looks awfully colourful. I like it. Yeah, looks like a neat addition to any camp. Especially if you also have a poker table, right? It's a variation of the stools that you find under the chair section. And yes, as I expected, it is very colourful, and it does fit in well with the poker tables. And that's what it looks like when you're sitting on the stool. Very nice actually, very nice, I like it. And on level 21 we have the safe door. So you can keep your safes safe. Lol. And would you believe the goal of these people? You need to actually have a wall to attach the door to. And you need a foundation to attach the wall to as well. The goal of these people. Lol. Alright, and what's behind the door? Nothing. There's nothing behind the door. But it does lock safely. Never mind that we can just go around the wall. Anyway, definitely a very secure door. Definitely more secure than the rest of my building over here. And that's what it looks like really up close. It's got a couple of dice, plus all the locking mechanisms. And from behind it definitely looks like a safe. Looks like a very safe safe. Lol. And at level 27 you can find the chandelier. By the way, apparently I can't count, so some of the previous ranks like here, the safe door, may be incorrect. Anyway, the chandelier. I think this would look best inside a shelter of some kind. Some kind of interior space, right? You can find it under the lights section. It's a variant of the ceiling lights. Just area power is sufficient. And you can switch it off and on. And here's how it looks like, really up close and personal. There's a side view. So there are some decorations on top of, not sure what you call them, but the metal attachments. And it also looks like the globes themselves are just planes. So if you look carefully at the one at the center of the screen, you'll see that it has no 3D volume. I guess they didn't think we'd look this close, eh? But yes, it does look very neat. And at level 37 you can find the pool hall rack. I'm not sure if we can actually buy a pool table, but you can definitely install the pool hall rack. Even if you don't have a table. I'm not sure where I got it, but apparently I do have a pool table, so there you go. And the rack itself is found under the wall decor. Okay, so let's put it somewhere where I can actually see. Apparently the rack can float in mid-air. There you go, that's what it looks like. And you can pair it up with your nice little pool table, which I never knew about. Somehow I picked up the plans. And at level 44 we find the Ace of Diamonds poster. Apparently it's dedicated to Diane Young. Not sure who she is, but apparently she's some kind of superhero. You can see it on the wall decor. And that's what it looks like in real life. And at level 45 we get the Grand Marble Staircase. For all your luxurious upscaling needs. Get it? Of course you can find it on the stairs. And this is what it looks like built up. It's definitely made of marble or some kind of marble type material. I guess this is meant to be wooden and cast iron. So there you go. So yes, the epitome of luxury for when you really need to get to the Cloud District. And at level 47 there's some window blinds. It looks like there might be 3 variants. You can find them all on the wall decor. But it may not be possible to actually open and close them up. Let's see. No, you can't actually manually open or close them. Boo hiss. So if you're gonna shutter your window, why have a window? That's what I want to know. Why? Because all the peasants have one, of course. And at level 56, there's a Jack of Spades poster. And it looks like he's another superhero of some kind. The big score's Jack Spade. Probably some kind of gangster, eh? So it's a version of the previous poster that we saw. And up close, Jack Spade with a combat shotgun. Maybe with the poker paint? No, I can't see that. And one over at level 57, there's a pirate chest stash box. That's a variant of the good old stash boxes. Although this one looks kind of a little bit worse for wear, doesn't it? It's under the stash boxes section, and it's a variant. If you go towards the end, here we are, that's it. And up close and personal, we can see little barnacles, the sea star, and the rest of the chest. And at level 65 you find the heist plan board, for when you really need to conduct those bank robberies, eh? And it's under wall decor. Okay, and up close and personal, there's a couple of photos, which I don't recognize. A key card, entrance, a couple of plans, payday. Apparently you're gonna get paid. Or you could go straight to jail, eh? The rear looks kind of unfinished, but I guess we're not supposed to look at that side, eh? And at level 69, the Queen of Hearts. Is it a coincidence that she's at level 69? Nice. Apparently the Queen of Hearts is a sexy lady. And again, it's a variant of those card posters that we saw before. Ruby Reinhardt, apparently. She's the Queen of Hearts. And at level 76, the heart-shaped bed. Now what are the chances that this is at level 76? Lol. Purely coincidence, I tell ya. Away with your filthy lies. The devs will never manipulate things to have this fall under level 76. So there you go, when you need to set up your pawn dungeon, this is it. It's under a special subsection of the bed section. Apparently all the special beds are grouped together. So there you go. There's the right bed for your pawn dungeon. Looks a bit small. The bed is a bit small. Can't exactly stretch out, can we? Yeah, the bed does look a little bit small. Although if you get this bed, I don't think you're thinking about sleeping, are you? And at levels 82 and 89, you get some wall and floor decorations. For that decadent look that every casino has to have. Don't exactly think you'd want to do 10-pin bowling on a marble floor, would you? It wouldn't last very long. So for the marble flooring, you get both a foundation and a separate floor. Oddly enough, they only require wood. And you can apply the wallpaper by going into edit mode on any wall and swapping over to wallpapers. Okay, so I flipped it over so you can see it better. So it looks like it's got a bit of a greenish background with golden detailing. At level 93 we have the Gambler's Skull Stain. For when you really need to drink from the skulls of your enemies, you have to craft it at a Tinker's Workbench, and then you can display it at a display case. You may have to fiddle a bit to get it to a visible spot, but here you are. So that's a poker chip and its eyeball. There's a bit of a roulette on top, and there's a couple of poker cards sticking out of its head. Nice. Going proper Genghis Khan on your enemies. And at level 94, something I've been hoping for a long time now. A display frame for your power armor. This one looks a little bit barnacled up and whatnot, but it's a display frame. Up to now, the only display frames that I had access to, because I don't have Fallout First, were the ones you have to buy from the item shop. So it's really good to get this. Of course it's under displays, and it requires a bit of power to keep it running. And there you are, now your power armor is on display. The downside is that it still takes up stash space. Everything takes up stash space, right? And at level 96 you get another plushie. This guy seems to be a bit of a dealer. Poker card dealer, of course. What kind of dealer were you thinking of? Like all plushies, it needs to be crafted at a Tinker's Workbench. There's only one variant of the doll. But there you go, you can actually stack them. Wait. He's cheating. This guy's cheating. And at level 99, there's a Fireplace Rack, which is, I think, a wood producer. But apparently you just burn cash, which is actually quite abundant in the world, if you think about it. Apparently I was wrong though. It's just floor decor. That's what it looks like up close. I guess you can't burn cash, unfortunately. Oh well, it does look nice. I guess we'll just stick to real wood. And finally at level 100, you get the big score game board. And that reflects the scoreboard as you see it in the game. Looks like you can actually read the notes. Very difficult to do, but apparently can. And supposedly they were successful. Well, there you go, eh? So that's the final camp item. We'll finish off by covering some of the miscellaneous rewards that you can get from the scoreboard. Let's start off with the photo frame at level 32. It's available under the standard frame category. And as you can see, it adds a jackpot frame. At level 67, you get a backpack Flair. This one's based on a poker chip. And you craft it at a Tinker's workbench under souvenirs. And then you apply it by modifying your backpack at an Armour workbench. And that's how it looks like on your actual backpack. You get your first icon at rank 4. That's the lucky 7 icon. Then the Conquerors icon at level 24. Are you not entertained? Lol. Then at rank 52, the Ruby and Alex player icons. I'm not sure where we're supposed to know these people from. Then at rank 64, the other 2 of their 4. That's Jack and Diane. Then at level 74, you get the King and Queen player icons. So it can be either a Queen or a King. At least in your own vault. In order to activate them, you need to come to the item shop and go to the icons section. You need to scroll down a bit to see them, but there you are. Lucky 7, Conqueror, Ruby, Diane, Queen, and that's the one that you get at level 100, the big score player icon. You gotta click on it to activate it. The active one is shown here. Yes, Alex, Jack, Spade, and King, and that's basically it. So there you go, these are the unique rewards that you can get from this season's scoreboard.